good evening to everyone. Today we're going to discuss about the challenge of implementing renewable energy on Philippine island. So, did you guys know what is renewable energy? Renewable energy sources come from natural resources that are constantly replenished, like sunlight, wind, and water. They offer a sustainable and eco-friendly alternative to fossil fuels, reducing our carbon footprint. As example, diverse sources of renewable energy such as wind power, hydroelectric power, geothermal energy, solar power, and biomass. Back to the topic, we're going to discuss about the challenges of implementing renewable energy on Philippine island. Did you guys know the Philippines is really feeling heat from climate change? Holden and Marshall said in 2018, Philippines getting hit by extreme weather like that crazy super typhoon Haiyan in 2013, and it looks like more of that might be on the way as temperatures go up. Plus, Cross and others said in 2018, climate change could mess with our peace and make existing conflict worse. So back in 2017, Philippines joined the Paris Agreement, promising to cut emission by a huge 70% compared to business as usual. But here's the challenge. Philippines growing so fast, that means they need more energy for booming the economy. So the trouble is over 10% of Philippine folks don't even have electricity, and many others deal with power outages regularly. So Philippines stuck to figuring out how to power up their nation while being eco-friendly. So now in 2008, Philippines rolled out this big renewable energy act to boost private sector investment in isolated island. Mutton said in 2015. Doe said in 2016, the goal was to improve energy security and access in those remote areas. But even after 10 years, the private sector hasn't done much to help out. So they're thinking of roping in rural electric cooperatives (EC) to fill the energy gap. These EC are like community-owned groups initially meant to spread over in their areas. So when the private sector falls short, EC can step into electrify rural areas, as Yudu and Krisang said point out in 2010. It comes with its challenge, this study. So today we're going to discuss into the risks and uncertainties that an electric cooperative in the Philippines might face as they push for a low carbon shift in their region. So Shafi Zuhaili, can you distill the key challenge discussed in implementing renewable energy on Philippine island into a brief summary, and do you agree with me?
Alright, so in my opinion, to make the Philippine island more sustainable, we are talking renewable energy. And guess who play in a crucial role? Electric cooperative. They are like the unsung heroes, making sure even the remote spot get a slice of that renewable energy pie without getting tangled up in a big business. Now, going green is not all rainbow and sunshine. There are risks like the one Cobrador Island faced when Romeco or Romblon Electric Cooperative set up one of the first off-grid hybrid energy system in the Philippines. We dug deep into this using a mix of chit-chats, survey, and expert talk. You will not believe the mismatch we found between the big plans on paper and what actually happened on the ground. That the main hiccup Romeco is dealing with. To split the cooperative based power magic, we have got to untake the mess of policies and programs that are wrestling with. It's like we are looking under the hood of Romeco action and to see how they can make it big in the power game. Got any thought on this power play? So I think this all from me.
Thank you for your answer, Shafizali. Now I want to ask Luqman. Luqman, what you can interpret from the challenge identified in the implementation of renewable energy on Philippine Island?
Thank you, Yazri. So, next is interpretations. What is the interpretation in this challenge? Implementing renewable energy in a competitive driven off-grid system in the Philippines present both by two opportunity and the challenge. Here, some form interpretation of the challenge associated with this content. First and foremost, the financial barrier that involves the high setup cost, the established renewable energy infrastructure, such as a solar panel and a wind turbine, can be significant barrier to competitive driven off-grid system. Limited access to financing, corporate may face challenge in obtaining loan or financial support to invest in renewable energy project, especially if they do not have a proven track record or collateral. Next is including community in renewable energy project require a variety of strategy. The implementation of the seminar, customized education initiative, and practical training session are essential for disseminating information and expertise about renewable technology. Lastly, the community people are more likely to support this project when they work in conjunction with local instruction and expect and get incentive for their involvement.
Thank you for your answer, Luqman. Haziq Aidil. What broader implication arise from the challenge outlined in implementing renewable energy on Philippine Island? State your statement.
Thank you, Azim. To implement the renewable energy on Philippine Island suppose several challenges with a broader implication. The geographically dispersion of Iceland complement the development of central energy infrastructure, leading of the higher costs. Limited financial and resource and technical expenses can hinder adopting the advanced renewable technologies. Additionally, the reliance of important fossil fuel they make a transition challenge due to existing energy infrastructure and economically depends. The intermittent nature of central renewable resource like a solar and wind present a renewable issue of the meeting of consistent energy demand. Overcoming this challenge requires the significant investment policy adjusting and international collaboration. However, successfully implement will be enhance energy security, reduce the environment impact, and create the economic opportunity. The shift of renewable energy allied with a global substitute goal constructing the climate change mitigation. Additionally, it fosters relies again geopolitical energy supply uncertainty benefiting both of Philippines and the broader global community. That's all for me.
That was a good answer, Haziq. We go for Kimi. What limitation or constraint were acknowledged in the context of the challenge faced in renewable energy implementation on Philippine Island? State your statement, Kimi.
So thank you, Yazri. Now, the limitation that I see in the journal is the research paper focused on challenge faced by Romelco, which is Romblon Electric Cooperative, is in implementing renewable energy on the remote island of Cobrador at Philippines. It offers insight into the specific case but may not be applicable to other situations. The study used various methods like expert interviews, surveys, and focus groups, which could introduce bias in data analysis and collective. Renewable resources like solar and wind energy have limitations due to their intermittency and reliance on weather conditions, leading to fluctuations in power generations. Initial investment for renewable energy infrastructure can also be high. Meanwhile, non-renewable resources such as fossil fuels are finite and contribute to environmental degradations and climate change, posing concerns about energy security and geopolitical conflicts. Both renewable and non-renewable resources have limitations crucial for energy planning and policy making. That's all from me.
Thank you for your answer, Kimi. Such a good answer. And last but not least, we go for Izzat. Izzat, what specific recommendation you can put forward to address the challenges of implementing renewable energy on Philippine island?
Good evening, gentlemen. Today we gathered to discuss a crucial topic that not only shape the future of the Philippines, but also contribute to the global effort for a sustainable and green world implementing renewable energy. First of all, number one, we got to setting the stage. Let's begin by acknowledging the unique challenges faced by island nation like the Philippines. Our diverse geography coupled with the need for reliable and sustainable energy requires innovative solutions and collaborative efforts. The second one is policy and regulatory framework. Our first recommendation revolves around the development and implementation of robust policy and a supportive regulatory framework. We need a guideline that not only encourage renewable energy project but also ensure seamless integration into our existing energy grid. The last one, we have financial incentive. Financial incentive is to attract investment and spur growth in the renewable energy sector. Financial incentive play a pivotal role. This included subsidies, tax breaks, and the establishment of financing mechanisms that support the development of clean energy projects. So that's it for question number one.
Okay guys, so for the end of discussion, we call Nick for make a conclusion based on what we discussed. Nick?
Okay, at the end of this talk, we can conclude that this study identifies the most serious implementation risk of the low carbon energy transition in the Philippine context, which is the discontinuity between the current administration's policy announcements and policy implementations practices. So without a policy environment and a private sector that is unwavering in supporting and promoting TBB projects for small islands, the implementation risk is placed on the shoulders of cooperatives. SPR needs support in building their credibility and ability to encourage paradigmatic shifts in financial institutions and potential private sector investors. Okay, thank you.